again, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For like the 3 people that have already seen my videos, welcome back to you. You're the OGs for real. Today we will be doing a Q&A that nobody asked for. Not a single one of these questions have been asked to me recently, but I will be sharing them with you. Anyways, so the Q&A that nobody asked for, yeah, I don't even know if the audio is like recording right now. It might not be, and I might just be filming this video and then nobody can hear me, but well, I won't post it like that, but that'll be really annoying if I just like film this whole thing and then you can't hear me, because that's not my intention to do that. So yeah. Today, today at work, and that's literally all I did because I'm filming this on Sunday, and I'll probably post it today too. And I literally just slept until I had work at 3:30, and then I went to work. That's what I did today. So if you wanted to hear that, that's the first question that nobody asked for. Okay, now I'll get into the questions. Let's get into the questions. I have them written down on this little note card right here. I don't know if that sounds good or not, but whatever. So, what is my favorite color? This is a fairly reasonable question. It's definitely a common question that you get asked, and so I like to dig a little deeper. So my favorite color is orange, but I usually follow that up and say, what does that say about you, right? Because like, okay, why do I care about your favorite color? I'm probably gonna forget it, but like, what do you think that says about you? Like, how are you connected to that color? And if you say like, I don't know, then I'm gonna be like, you're lame, and I hate you. But my favorite color is orange, and I think that means that I'm the best, because orange is the best color, and that's not objective, but subjectively and objectively I'm right. So I think it means that I have a lot of star quality, star power, because even though you might say that correlates to like yellow, I would say that like, like the sun is the biggest star, right? I would say the sun is more orange than yellow. Hot take, unpopular opinion maybe, but I would say that I just did. So second question, moving on. This is gonna be like, actually I don't know if this is rapid fire, but this is definitely not rapid fire, so I guess I'll just go on to the next question. How am I doing? Thank you for asking, Mara. Not a lot of people ask me that, except for like 5 people a day. And so, genuinely, like, I'm like, yeah. And when I'm answering this question, I like to give a positive answer to manifest, right? Because if you just say like, oh, I'm doing bad, if you're doing bad, then you'll probably keep doing bad, and you're probably like gonna think you're doing even worse because you think you're doing so bad. But you know what I say whenever somebody asks me, how are you doing, Mara? I'm like, I'm actually amazing. Like, this is maybe the best day of my life. Like, better than I've ever been before. Like, this right now is the pinnacle of my life. So I really like to manifest that into existence, whether that happens or not, like whatever, but at least I have a good mindset, unlike some of you guys. Some of you, but I'm not gonna name names, because I don't have any names to name right now. I don't have that many friends, low-key. Anyways, next question. What is my biggest fear? My biggest persona if I were a furry. If I were a furry, shout out to all the furries out there in the world. I am an ally to your community, and I stand for what you guys are doing. I think it's really great. I think it's really powerful. But if I were a furry, I would be a cheetah because cheetahs are cool, really cool, and I'm really cool. And cheetahs are arguably one of the coolest animals. They're the fastest animal. So it's like in like grade school when like the hottest boy is like the one that like is the fastest and like beats everybody in all the races. Like that's me. I'm the hottest guy in every room, except I'm a girl. So like I'm the hottest one in every room because my persona is a cheetah, and I think I embody a cheetah. So that's what I'd have to say for that. Okay, now this next question is a question I ask literally everybody ever because I want to know, like, this is the most fascinating thing to me. Like, most interesting historical event to you. Like, what is the historical event that you think about the most often? There's a TikTok trend for a while that was like, what's your Roman Empire? Because like Roman Empire was like, I guess a lot of men think about the Roman Empire. But that's not mine. So I guess you could say like I'm a trendsetter. But my most like thought about historical event is probably the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. I think of that one a lot. Yeah. I don't know why. It's not necessarily like my most, like the thing I think is the most interesting, but it's the one that like has stuck with me, like it resonates with me. So that's my favorite. No, I wouldn't say favorite because that implies that it's like a good thing. Definitely a very tragic event. So like, you know what I mean? It's not my favorite, but it's like the one I think about the most. And then next question. Glass half full or empty? You may be wondering. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering. I would say I am a glass half full type of person. You know, I was talking about that. And I just think that you just gotta manifest. You just gotta like think that into existence. But also, like when it's the actual glass, like a cup, when it's an actual cup, if you like poured it halfway, then it's half full. But if it was full and you drank half of it, then it's half empty. You know what I mean? So like, that's just what I think about that, you know? Because like, you know, because then you're like filling it halfway, half full, or like you're emptying it halfway, half empty, right? It's all about how you look at things. It's all about your perspective. It's all about your perspective. That's what, yeah. Anyways, next, any deaths in the family? Not recently, or like in my immediate circle. So I would have to say no. Although I hope nobody in your family has died recently. I hope not. I hope not. Because that'd be really tragic and really sad. But no deaths in my family. Hopefully. Right. Next, shoe size. My shoe size, it depends on the brand. I'm sure everybody feels this way. Depends on the brand, right? If it runs big, then I'll go like 6.5 women's. If it runs small, I'll go like a 7.5. But if it's like true to size, then I'll go 7. Right. maybe not at the detriment to others, like happiness, or like maybe don't like hurt people. But I think that you should live life just always doing the thing that like will make you the most happy at that moment, which might be really controversial, but because like you gotta like do things for the long term, whatever. But I think if you're always doing the thing that'll make you most happy in that moment, you'll always be happy. Even if you have like no money, like if you're doing, even if you have no money in the future, if you're doing the things that will make you the most happy at that moment, even if you have no money, you'll still be like happy, at least. Instead of being like years unhappy and then like, oh, a few happy years. No, like just always be a little bit happy, like every day. So then like it adds up, and like on average, like you're more happy than like the next guy, right? It's a competition. Life is a competition. You should always be competing with other people. You should always be comparing yourself. You should always be like, how do I beat them? How do I beat them? And why am I not good enough? You should always be asking yourself that question so you can get better, do better things. Anyways, and then the last question, or like the last inquiry, is my top 4 movies, because like Letterboxd, Letterboxd, where you have to pick your top 4 movies. I don't know what I put on Letterboxd, but I know like my first 2, Frozen, Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version starring Keira Knightley, and then definitely the new Little Mermaid, the new live action Little Mermaid. That might be a controversial opinion, but because everybody like hated it because they're racist, I thought it was so good, and it's my new favorite, like top 3 favorite movies. And then Frances Ha is also top 4. Maybe like I cried watching that movie, and it wasn't even really sad. It just like, right? So Pride and Prejudice, Frozen, The Little Mermaid live action, and Frances Ha are my top 4 favorite movies. So if you tuned in this video, and you want to ask a question, so